moment.
Quite so. Mwakesi, add your voice to this as we finalize.
Yeah, Jesse, for me, when I look at how we are going to look at this budget process and how we are going to take care of the interests of Mwananchi going forward, I think there is something that I have failed to see come out clearly from the government, and this is the question of how do we manage our debt. There is a key question. I know that the government will be looking at having an additional Eurobond and looking for additional loan facilities to finance the deficit that they have. But the push for rescheduling some of the debts that are presently before us is something that I've not seen it being pushed very cleanly by the government. And I think if we can get clarity on this, the president is in Brussels now, he's engaging with the European Union on a number of issues. And I think these are the kind of conversations that need to be really pushed forward, that so that we can get some breathing space to be able to carry out some of these things, and so that we don't put the burden on Mwananchi. So let's get louder on how we manage our debt and make sure that we have some space going forward. Again, I also want to laud what Sako Bunyasi has said on the issue of vaccination. We need to really put a focus on vaccination. I mean, when we vaccinate our economy, we will then be able to open up. This question of having lockdowns, having travel restrictions and things like this are grossly affecting even our ability to spur our economy. And I think any rightful thinking Treasury Department or any person who's sitting at the policy making arm, this is one thing that if they were to put emphasis on, then ideally we would then have much of the service industry jump back to life, because we are currently crawling and on our knees, literally, and most of the service sectors that have been creating a lot of income for our economy. And finally, I think also it's important that we become very practical on some of the things that we are proposing to Kenyans. I know there are a lot of county budgets which are being considered by county assemblies going forward. We might look at the national conversation and forget about what will be happening at county level. And so I'd like to urge even the county assemblies to not impose rates and fees that might be stifling the ability of some of the small and local traders to be able to do their business at village and county level. And I think also it's imperative on also the county assemblies to take a very keen look at how county governments are spending the little refunds that they've received from the Treasury. Because again, also the amount of and the level of wastage that is happening at county level we need to put a cap on it, and also we need to also better prioritize. With this last administration, there'll come a time whereby service delivery will come second to politics of the day. So it's important that the kind of budget planning and how we prioritize our financing is done so that it benefits Mwananchi for this remaining 13 months before the next election. And so it's important that we put a focus to that. So those are my clarion calls for Kenyans and for the country for now.
Okay, well noted, Mwakesi. Even as governors are struggling with legacy